Damn, you guys. And that is how you know that we're on to something. That's how you know that we're on to something. As soon as I started talking about the Matrix fallen, the Zoom cut out. Huh? They got me, but they can't. They won the battle, but not the war. You can smell it?
Still.
I know, I was watching him earlier. Colin and Jeff both texted me, and they were like, yeah, we're live right now.
Oh. What up?
They both hit me up and sent me that video of Mike Love.
Shit.
And I was like, damn, thanks, guys. Yeah, we were talking about fucking the Matrix ending, and then the Zoom crashed on us. So we're definitely onto some shit. Basically, is what I'm getting at. We're onto some shit. Everyone, shout out to my brother. That's why I named the video Rona, apostrophe Rona, because I wasn't trying to draw too much attention. But they still found us. I think. What was that? Oh.
I want donut or another butter?
Nutter butter.
For sure.
Definitely gotta go nutter butter. Shit, what was I saying? Yeah, I think the guy's name was Orion. I gotta get him on the channel because that dude was on some next level. For sure, was on some next level. What happened? Want me to say something for you? Or?
No, I don't know if you want another off.
Oh. Yeah, because there's a lot of shit going on with the Rona. You know what I mean? There's 1,000 theories. It's good, bad. What's happening? What's driving it? Who is it affecting most? And then you have the World Health Association organization, the WHO. Interestingly enough, it's called the WHO. So check this out. It's like when you really look at the world and you see the things that are happening and the titles of movies and like the World Health Organization that's supposed to be providing the world with health, but allows things like highly carcinogenic foods to pass if you have enough money to pass it. It's like we live inside a movie. When you look at it, we live inside a movie. It's too much. It's like they're pissing on us without even the courtesy of calling it rain. And if one theory, shoot from the hip here, allow me to shoot from the hip here. If anything, it's like someone's doesn't even want to put in as much effort to make the seams fit in with each other. And I think that's crumbling. I think that's crumbling. The world has an opportunity to create itself something new right now. We're on the brink. There's been a death. There's been a death of the old way. There's no going back to the old system. That's fine. Because like I said, the old system sucks balls. It's great. Relatively speaking, it's been worse, relatively speaking. But it could also be an infinite amount of times better than it was before. And the ball's in our court. The ball's in our court. If you look at the planets as a whole, the Gaia, Mama Gaia, you'll see wildlife flourishing, the air flourishing, plant life flourishing, animal life flourishing, clear skies, clean air. I saw a civet walking through the streets of India. These civets are super endangered animals. To be walking through the middle of India or a busy Indian town is unbelievable. You know what I mean? Shit's unbelievable. I don't know. A lot of people have been asking me Bianca Jaguar, you included, like what I think about this whole thing. Um, and I'm taking a different route. I'm taking a different approach. I'm half thinking, half creating. And I want to get a bunch of you guys on board. I would like to get a steady meditation group to change reality. Do it once a week. Everyone invite your friends, invite your kids, and invite your husbands and your booze, invite your pets, invite your third wheels, invite your plus one voyeurs, um, and sort of instead of being reactive to the situation, being proactive to the situation. Instead of saying, this was the plan and this is what they want to happen, and focusing on that, saying, this is what happened, this is what's happening, and I will choose what comes of it for the new earth, wiping out the matrix, killing off the NPCs, unplugging. Prior to the past couple of weeks, I've been really on board with science and the progress of humanity and spaceships going into outer space and whatnot. Like, I like technology. And I would love to see it progress into some Star Wars type shit. However, that being said, there's got to be a way that we can do that in harmony with the planet. And the planet is killing it right now because we've shut the machine down. We've shut the machine down. The planet is thriving. If we could only hop on board with said planet, not go back, because people are like, oh, I wish it would go back to the way it was. I wish it would go back to the way it was. This sucks. I wish it could go back to the way it was. Fuck that. The way it was wasn't that good. It was, again, good comparatively speaking, right? Even though first world countries have more suicides than third world countries, even though first world countries are supposed to be better, even though the the godly Catholic Church has tens of billions of dollars in relics, real estate donations every year, but they can't fix world hunger. At least world hunger in like with children 10 and under, like they couldn't survive children or help children 10 and under with their tens of billions of dollars. Right? Or the fact that high profile politicians um, do heinously illegal things. Everyone knows about it. They go on record having been convicted of it, apologizing for these things, and no one doing anything about it. There's still high profile politicians. Like the fact that that type of shit goes on is, and that we've gotten used to that. Not only that those things happen, but that we are used to it happening. That we can have a conversation about it, and 2 seconds later, say something like, anywho, how's the weather today? The fact that we can have that kind of conversation shows how fucked up the old world was. So no, I don't want to go back to the way things were. But that doesn't mean that they're going to change for the worse. Doesn't mean they're going to change for the worst. You know what I mean? crumbling. Yo, Babylon has fallen, or if it maybe no, I don't think it's fallen yet. Babylon hasn't fallen yet, but it's crumbling, and it's doing what it can to recover. Um, so y'all got to stay resourceful. Keep the power within yourselves. Don't put your power in politicians. Don't put your power in lawmakers. Don't put your power in um, gods or idols. Don't put your power in superstition. Don't put your power in I hopes and if onlys, and don't put that shit outside of you. Not even your fucking spirit guides. Not even in your elders and your ancestors and shit. Not even that. Put the power in yourself, and I'm sure your spirit guides and your elders and your fucking um, family history tree are saying the same damn thing. It's like a child. You walk up. You don't want to do everything for your fucking child. You want to teach them enough so that they can come to a problem in life, and you can watch them, and you go, "Come on, no, I'm not gonna fucking help you. Of course, I want to help you, but I don't want to help you at the same time because I want to see you overcome some shit. I want to see how far you've come. Let's see how far we've come. You know what I mean? Like, let's see how fucking far we've come. Let go. Take the fucking training wheels off. In other words, stop fucking looking to the external world to get shit done. Diamond Blue, what up? Slavi, what up? Nikki Delancre, what up? Wizzy Capone. Every time I say your name, I think of Busy Bone, if you know who Busy Bone is. Who else we got in the room? AJ, what's cracking, Mango? And Gaia Walker. Feels good to have you here, and Gaia Walker. It wouldn't happen to be related to Texas. Walker, was she? Yeah, there you go. The WHO stuff, the World Health Organization just got shut down by Trump. I'm not saying, or it's been brought to my attention, that isn't saying Trump is a good guy or that Trump is a bad guy. Just that there's fucking chaos going, even in between the powers that be, which is saying something, right? They can't even get their shit straight, and they want us to back them up. Like, they want us to put all our trust, which is our power, to put our trust in someone else, just to say, I'm relinquishing the capabilities to you. I'm relinquishing my power in hopes that you do something for me. We're supposed to do that to an organization that can't get their shit together. China's evil culprit. China's not the culprit. China's dirty. That's why this flu came, or this virus came. But America has more deaths than everyone else. But wait, America's actually qualifying corona deaths for deaths that aren't from COVID. Okay, so why are they trying to jack up the death toll? Why are they trying to promote the fear? Okay, that's just chaos, and at the least, massive amounts of disorganization, and at best, fucking pure ignorance. Anywho, I'm getting carried away. Um, this is actually a good thing, you guys. This is actually good, and I don't mean that in as in like it's all love and light. It's not all fucking love and light. Some heinous fucking shit going on in this world that is not love and it is not light. Like, I hate to break it to you, for those of you that are like it's all love and light. Like, no, it's not. It is not. I hate to break it to you. The undefinable source. If you guys have been following my channel, you'll know what I mean by that. The all is undefinable by neither dark nor by light. But as an extension from source, as an extension from oneness, there exists such a thing as polarity, which means that anything that exists must, by definition, have an opposite, an equal opposite. In every case, there is both a subjective and an objective reality. I had this conversation with Bianca. Actually, there is both an objective and a subjective reality to everything. Um, how does the old saying go? That the best trick the devil ever created was to get you not to believe in him. Um, it's true. It's true. Maybe not in the sense that the Catholic Bible brings it on, or what's the word? Christ-based religions, or not even that. Even old Greek pantheon religions had the underworld as like death. Maybe not like it doesn't show up as that, but for you not to believe in um, how should I phrase this? To only believe in love and light is to say that no matter what you do, I gotta come backwards from this. You become what Napoleon Hill calls a drifter. Right? A drifter is someone who can't make their own decisions, who doesn't have a definiteness of purpose, who doesn't have a definiteness of purpose because they think all purposes are equal. They think all paths are equal, and they're not. Because it's all love and light, therefore it doesn't matter what path I take, therefore it doesn't matter what I do, it's all love and light. It's like going through life with your fucking head in the sand. Like, there are absolutely good and bad decisions, you guys. To have a definiteness of purpose is to specifically say, that is my goal, and I'm going to shut, for the most part, everything else out until I change my mind. Of course, I can change my mind a million times to whatever feels right so that I'm in alignment with my highest purpose. But when I find the alignment with my highest purpose, that becomes my new definiteness of purpose, which means every action and thought and emotion I have should be driving me towards that goal. Not to say it's all love and light, is to say it doesn't matter what my purpose is. It doesn't matter if my decision leads me towards my goal or not, because it's all the same, and it's not all the same. I should say it is and it isn't. And it's our job as alchemists um, to determine in each and every situation what is objectively right. To find out, okay, um, what does have meaning here? What doesn't have meaning in the bigger purpose, so I can let it go, but what does have meaning from moment to moment so that I can hold on to? It's not always easy. And with the whole rona debacle, um, it's been leaning towards doom and gloom, which is too bad because 2020 hindsight, 2020, right? All pun intended. um, we're just falling into the fucking trap that always goes on. The Y2K and 2012 and World War III and like Cold War and uh, bombs in the Middle East or weapons of mass destruction in the Middle East, and like the terrorists are gonna get us, and like the the rona debacle, everyone's gonna die. I haven't met not one person that even knows one person who has COVID. I know someone in New York and she's like, yo, I don't know anyone in New York who's got this disease, yet they're holding mass burial sites on TV. Like, it's all fucked. But it's cool because something's different about this one. Something's different about this one. Um, I think we're winning this time. I think we're winning this time. Sorry, I haven't been keeping up with you guys' comments. Nice. Key, I like it. Oh, Keith, hey, well played. Bianca, well played. Keep an eye on the Catholics. I was raised Catholic. Went to Catholic school for quite some time growing up. I know, Salave. I used to be good with my group meditations, but I've been slacking lately. I'm going to get on it. We're going to do a little chaos magic, guys. I swear to God. Like, here was my thing. You know, everyone keeps talking about 5G is doing this, 5G doing that. We got 27 people in the room. That's good. 2 plus 7 is 9, and 9 is a God number. We are nothing but. That being said, you know how we talk about things that exist have an equal counterpart? That means everything in it has the capacity for evil and good. And the capacity for evil matches their capacity for good, vice versa. What if humanity was sort of able to tap their consciousness into 5G and have it broadcast extremely healthy frequencies? You know what I mean? If 5G is as bad as they say it is, that means 5G is as good as it is bad. Kind of like, here's an example, the atom bomb roasted Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But now, nuclear power is used to fuel something like a third of the planet safely. Powering, so it's giving us power. Not only that, it led us closer to fission. So nuclear power is fusion, then you get fission, which isn't as radioactive, then you have hydrogen bombs. Basically, we're getting cleaner and cleaner energy. If we could get enough people meditating to change the course, I think we could. And here's, if you guys haven't seen the Detroit meditation, it's not Detroit, it was Washington, crime reduced by 23%. Studies show group meditation lowers crime, suicide rate. New York Times, Washington, D.C., called the Maharishi effect. 7,000 individuals over the course of 3 weeks were meditating in hopes of positively affecting the surrounding city. They were able to literally transform the collective energy of the city, which reduced global crime rates, violence, and casualties during the times of their meditation by an average of 16%. This is so multiple. How can this be explained? I'm not going to read how it can be explained. You guys can look that up. But it's happening on multiple levels. It's happening in different cities to different degree, different towns all over the world. Over the case of this study, it was showing about 15 years. Um, shit's wild, you guys. Like it's within our power to change the course of the world by fucking getting a massive global mastermind, and that I think that's the whole point of existence. I don't know if you guys have followed Ashira and I. We've talked about Babylon a bunch of times. It's one of my favorite passages out of the Bible. It talks about how human was of one tongue back then, and the gods came down and said, "Look at what man is capable when he has but one tongue and understands one another. He can be like the gods." So they go down, they destroy the Tower of Babel, they spread humanity across the planet, and they confuse each other's speech so that they can't understand one another. Because if human can't understand one another, we fight. We're useless. We have differences of opinion and religion and how we should carry out relationships and how we should raise our children and how we should build our schools, and we end up killing each other for dumb shit. But of course, it's coded, right? To a degree. I'm not saying everything is coded because I do think that some shit is literal, but the idea that man is like the gods when he is one race, one language, and one tongue is is obvious. It should be more obvious than it is. When anything works as a single unit, as a focused unit, a coherent, cohesive unit, it works better every time. An ant colony that can't have a definite purpose would collapse. But ants cover the whole world. They move fucking hundreds of tons of dirt and they only weigh hundredths of a gram themselves because they have focused energy. And we can't seem to do that with the human planet. There seems to be some catastrophe, some religion, some belief system, some fucking stupid ass thing that's music or culture or you can't use that plant because my people use that plant and your people aren't like our people, so you can't use that plant because you disgraced us because this plant is ours, and you can't play music that way because my ancestors played music that way, and you don't have the same skin color as me, so you shouldn't be able to play that kind of music. It's like, get the fuck over it. You know what I mean? Like, there are ways to disgrace people. I understand that, but to blanket say this is mine and you can't use it solely because you don't look like me is fucking retarded on all ends of the spectrum, on all sides of the game. It's useless. We are humanity. We are one race of human, and we fucking vary from pole to pole, but we are all the same mind. People can't get their shit together. It fucking sucks because the possibility of life is phenomenal. Like think of all your favorite fantasies, like your wildest dreams when you're fucking peeling potatoes and all you can think about is this massive thing that you wish was created. That is possible in 1,000 times more when humanity can come to grips, can come to terms with like how effective, how obvious it is that we should work as one. Um, but under decent circumstances, you know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be there's a fucking virus. It shouldn't be there's aliens landing. It should be it should be hey the capacity for beauty on this planet is infinite. Whatever ridiculous fantasy you have, multiply it by 1,000,000, and that's what we're gonna hit. That's where we should be. I think that's where we're headed. I don't want to say I feel that because I don't completely feel it yet, but if there was a feeling to a feeling, like a feeling of an oncoming feeling, I got that feeling. I'm feeling good about it. We just need enough people to hold that thought, which is why I'm like, hey, maybe we should do a, a meditation sort of thing, like get everyone on board, let fucking bygones be bygones. Stop looking to the fucking past and start looking at a future that we can design, focusing on what's happening now, focusing on how we can come together now, focusing on how we can become more self-sufficient now. You know how to grow veggies? Teach somebody. You know how to harvest rainwater? Teach somebody. You know how, a simple plant that can cure liver cirrhosis? Tell somebody about it. Hey, see that dandelion that's growing in your yard? It's the world's most powerful liver detox. Instead of pulling it up and throwing it away, pull it up, wash it in some water, boil it in some tea, and you'll heal yourself from the earth. Teach your kids, whatever, like do something. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm preaching right now. My bad. I don't mean to preach. I got carried away. I meant to jam and talk the Rona debacle. Sorry, haven't been keeping up with the comments. Let me see. Penny Lane, nice to see you. My favorite numbers are 7 and 13. I like your style, Bianca. I was born on the 13th. I like 13 a lot too. Michael T. A. Michael, as in the Archangel. Um, Chaos is a ladder. I'd like you to go deeper on that, Nikki. That's a good thought. I like that a lot. Maybe you can help us out with that. Ants are on a different level of consciousness than us humans. Absolutely. It's the point I'm trying to make. We gotta get on that level. Because the thing with humanity is we have, as far as the known Earth is concerned, humanity has the most powerful consciousness by far, the most creative, the most adaptive, the most intelligent, the most creative. Did I say creative already? The most phenomenal mind is owned by humans. Consciousness is owned by humans on this planet. What we're the worst at, though, is getting past our differences. What we're worst at is consolidating that consciousness. And that's what we're going to finally learn how to overcome. I would like to see humanity figure out how to focus that mastermind of humanity. I'd like to see humanity figure that out. Michael from Ethiopia. I was just talking about how I would love to visit Ethiopia, and I buy black frankincense from Ethiopia from this guy who has a farm there. This Ethiopian dude. He's like, yeah, my family's been running frankincense farms for generation, and he told me to come out. So I would love to go out to Ethiopia and see some frankincense orchards and hang with the squad. Darla, and welcome, Michael T. Thanks for being here, man. Is it true that if you store rainwater in a container for 7 days, then it becomes holy water? I don't know. I guess it depends on whose container it is. And where the hell did you hear that? How does water, does it have to be in a container? If the rain that falls into the ground, is the ground technically a container? And is all groundwater holy water because it's been in there for 7 days? I don't know. It's a very vague question, man. You're going to have to get more specific. But you should definitely store rainwater for any amount of days. I would suggest that. Diamond Blue 13 Squad, what up? I believe holy water needs to be prayed over. Yeah, yeah. You should. I feel like praying over water should be the first, or should be like the one thing you're gonna do to make water holy. At least is pray on it. I know some people put those little holographic visual mantras, whatever you call that, and they put them under. That guy who came on the live last week does that. Archer Love, the now alchemy guy, has that in his products where they do um, what's the word? Like sacred geometry frequencies on the bottle to raise the vibration of liquids. And I've actually been reading this book, Power Over Force, or Force versus Power, or something like that. Um, who talks about this scale of enlightenment that we were hating on recently, but I'm finally reading the book, and it seems mostly useful. We'll see. We'll see. They're actually using scientific instruments to measure shit. I haven't gotten that far, but I might have to change my whole stance against the guy. I thought he was just fucking winging it, but anyhow. I would love Michael T. Please stick around the channel. I would love to. I would love to link up so that I'm not just walking around like a fool, getting mugged and shit. But I hear Ethiopia is actually super safe. Chaos is often a time of change, and if you can avoid getting swept up in the rhythm that the chaos brings, panic, fear, etc., you can use that energy to propel yourself into power. Beautifully said, Nikki. Spoken like an absolute true um, hermeticist. So check this out, you guys. That was God. That was so well worded. Um, okay, so we can't escape the swing, right? Some of the old cats. Bear with me here. I know I teach the same shit over and over again, but it's because they're the most prevalent for our times. Um, we can't stop the swing, but as Nikki Delancre just told us, we have to learn how to rise above the swing by raising our energy, raising our vibration, and that's the ticket. We don't stop the swing. We don't stop the chaos. Just like we don't stop the order on the opposite side of the spectrum. It goes order, chaos, order, chaos. What we do is we rise above that pendulum. We rise above it. And not only do we rise above it, but we can use the swing. Just like when you're on a swing at the park and the swing's going backwards, you're not going to throw your legs forward as the swing goes backwards, right? No, when the swing goes back, your momentum goes back. When the swing goes forward, your momentum goes forward. And that's how you ride the wave, right? And so that's exactly what Nikki was talking about. Instead of getting swept up in the rhythm, being pushed around like a fucking drifter, we ride the wave like a surfer. You're too early, the wave destroys you. You're too late, you miss the wave altogether. But if you're just right, you hit that sweet spot, you can use the energy in your favor. But that takes absolute will of mind. And that's why I was so harsh and critical of the it's all love and light. That example is why I'm so critical of that. Is because we have to have a definiteness of purpose to not be a drifter. We have to have a definiteness of purpose so that we don't get caught up in the swing. We don't get caught up in our emotions. We don't get caught up in the fear mongering. Acknowledge those things. Acknowledge the fear. Acknowledge the hatred. Acknowledge the chaos. Acknowledge it, but we can't be swept up in it because there's going to be gaps. There's going to be opportunities where we can use the chaos to our advantage. That's where order comes from. Chaos to begin with. Order comes from disorder. The finite comes from the infinite. But if we're not paying attention, if we're constantly drifting from one thing or another, if we don't have a definiteness of purpose, we don't have a goal, we don't have a fucking something to aim at, then we're not going to know what decision to make in any given circumstance, because every decision is going to be the same. So what's the point of having to find out what you know? Am I making sense to you guys? It all comes together. It all comes together. So I'm super glad you brought that up, Nikki, because that is the fucking that's a practical way of using an alchemical principle, is saying don't get caught up. Okay, well, what can I do to benefit from all this? Don't get caught up. Simple as that. Don't get caught up in the swing. Acknowledge it, but disengage. Rise above it. Look for opportunities. Always looking for opportunities. Always looking to evolve. You know. Um, uh, yeah, yeah. Christopher Williams, what up? What up, Mango? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Break out that type of casket. See us, man. So, oh, wait, Nikki, we can't get to it. If a revolution were to break out, that type of chaos would see a homeless man thrust into power. It happened in the French Revolution and the American Revolution. It'll happen again. I'm not saying revolutions. That's something we have to be conscious of. We can't just say down with the man. Right? I know I sound like I'm going back on everything I just said. Here's the thing. People tend, if you read history, this is just based off of reading historical documents and reading like the philosophies of the revolution, French Revolution, communism, is that people tend to want to overthrow power simply because they want to even the playing field. So just like you said, Nikki, people who have nothing would rather destroy the system so that everyone has nothing, or so that at least everyone is equal and they can sort of reset and have a chance to get to the top. We don't want that. We don't want to destroy shit just so that we can even the playing field. Like that's also, we don't want to go, because that takes us backwards. We don't want to go backwards. We want to go forward. We want a more of a reformation more than a fucking desecration of existence altogether, right? That's also not what we want, because that's one step forward and then one step back. And if you take one forward, one back for all eternity, you get nowhere. What we want is at least 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know if you're pushing for a revolution. There's a song called "The General" by Dispatch that you guys should listen to. I heard it for the first time, not for the first time, but I heard it the other day for the first time in years. And it's a fucking powerful song, you guys. It's a powerful fucking song. And I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it. I'll put the, let me see. I'll read you the lyrics. Such a good song. A seasoned veteran in his own town. On the battlefield, he gained respectful fame. This could be for different. Maybe I'll hold this for a different video. Maybe I'll do this video tomorrow morning. But on the eve of great battle with the infantry and dream, the old general tossed in his sleep and wrestled with his meaning. He awoke from the night to tell what he had seen and walked slowly out of his tent. Reading your guys' comments. You build a pyramid. We're all building pyramids, yeah. He said, I have seen the others, and I have discovered that this fight is not yeah, my bad, Nikki. I didn't mean to say that you were pushing for revolution. I just wanted to bring that up because I know that that's also been another talking point for people. It's like, yeah, fuck this. We're just gonna destroy everything. And I'm like, no, I like roads. I like being able to get from here to Europe in 12 hours. Like, I don't want to destroy the whole planet and start over. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. I just want to live more in harmony with it. That's it. Revolution is only what you make it and can only be what it definitely is and always will be. Kind of. Revolution is only what you make it, but as far as the global consciousness goes, revolution, the French Revolution, the American Revolution, if the entire world believes something, then it is so, and that's how it works, right? It's for the good and for the bad. So if the whole world thinks of revolution as the American Revolution, as the French Revolution, they're going to think of war. They're going to think of destruction. Therefore, that's what will come of it. So you could say something like, revolution is what you make it. Yeah, for people like you and I, but if it's you and I versus 98 other people, then we're probably going to lose, right? The idea is to use words to create as seamlessly as we can. We don't want to fight the current for no reason. We don't want to remake the wheel. We want to use the momentum, use the words that we already have, that people have associations with, to create things instead of having to rewrite the English language. You know what I mean? Because it's not just you and me. Like we need numbers. We have numbers. We just have to connect the numbers. We have to plug the numbers into each other. Which means we have to be careful on what words we use, how we use them. We need to be very clear with our intentions, very clear with where our heads are at, and how we wish to project our will onto the fabric of reality. Make it a renaissance rather than a revolution. Like, that's perfect. See, immediately you say renaissance, and I think, oh fuck, music. I think art. I think inventions. I think progress. I think genius and brilliance and like really cool architecture and shit. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. The texture of the Renaissance means fucking to birth, literally in French means rebirth. And naissance, like the nativity, nay means to birth, the rebirth of culture. That's who fucking said that? That's what I'm talking about. Where are we at? Leonard Weitz. Good shit, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of mastermind shit we need to be working with right there. Change is constant. Sudden change comes with destruction and mass chaos, like massive storms. Slower changes are less destructive. It's a good way of putting it. I've never thought of that before. It's a good way of putting it. I like that. Michael T. Corona is the name of the outer surface of the sun. Yes, it is. At the risk of losing all ad revenue from this video, Corona is also the name for the ring around your... it is the masculine representation of the physical man. His little... The little around the mushroom, also called the corona. Interesting, right? Damn, Kobe and the corona conspiracies. See, now you guys are getting deep. Try not to get too deep with the conspiracies. If there's one thing I can tell you guys, try not to get too deep with the conspiracies. Keep an open mind, right? But don't be so open, again, that you turn into a drifter and you believe everything that gets thrown at you. We don't want to believe everything that gets thrown at us. We want to use both logic and our feelings. What feels right and checks out with mind and heart. Order, chaos, left brain, right brain, right? We need balance. Always think in terms of balance, you guys. Hmm. Hmm. Win or lose, it kind of won't matter what you or I would want it to be. But if we ain't get it, Dibs. I don't want to say I feel you because I don't want to agree with that. I understand that that is the truth of your world, and I don't want to negate your truth or your experience because to you, it's right. To you, you're right. But I can't and won't, and don't even necessarily feel that. You know what I mean? I'm responding to Dibs saying it won't matter what you want it to be because it's whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Um, some things for sure, all things no. I've believed that for the past decade or so on the spiritual journey that it doesn't matter what we wanted, it's all gonna work out as it should, and I don't buy that shit not anymore. You guys want to know how I feel about fate and things working out as they should be? I think that things do work out as they should be, and they should be as we decide it. You make a decision, that decision has a consequence. You cannot change the consequence of an action that you make. Once you take an action, the repercussion is in the unified field, and there's nothing you can do to stop what happened, right? You've created a cause, and there's always an effect for the cause. To you, my friend, I agree with you 100% in that there's such thing as a cause and effect. Um, where I want to transition into is I am now controlling the cause, which means I control the effect, right? So that way we're both right. I'm not saying that how things are is shitty for us, right? But I didn't set that cause. In other words, I reject your reality and substitute my own. Why not? Why not? If all it takes is everyone on the planet having this train of thought to change the planet, I just made the decision. You can just as easily make the decision. All 32 people in this room could equally make the decision. Like, all right, there's only 32 of us. But how long did it take 32 of us to make that decision, to have that change of mind? 2 seconds. Not even that. As long as it takes to have a thought, 1/100th of a second. All it takes is for the whole world to do something, 1/100th of a second. But they don't fucking believe they can. It's I get you. I hear you, man. I hear you. I do. I have the same dilemma constantly. I'm telling you, there's been a shift. The matrix is crumbling. And if not now, fucking when? If not now, when? What up, Elizabeth? Nice to see you. Trump does it all the time. That's hella funny. Control is undeniably the key. Yeah. Yeah. Or at least a huge part of it. A huge fucking part of the key is control for sure, 100%. Are you talking about collective consciousness? Yes. That's why mass meditation can be measured globally. Yes. And it'd be one thing if I was just talking out of my ass But that there's multiple studies that show how consciousness consistently affects the physical reality over and over again from fucking science, man. Meditation and thought influences things that it should not influence time and time again, regardless of race, regardless of gender, fucking age, regardless of philosophy, regardless of theist or atheist, regardless of Jew or Christian. Like, the power of the mind is recorded over and over and over again. But people are fucking NPCs. Like, what? A lot of people hear things and are just like, nah, I hear you. I see the evidence to back it up, but I'm going to continue pushing the old world paradigms because I don't fucking know why. Those are the NPCs. You guys, I'm sorry, but those are what we call NPCs. Um, Anywho, no, I'm not vegan. Janet Jackson, yo, I'm gonna play this song and then we're ending the live because this. I told myself this would be a quick live, but it was fucking not. Um, what's that song called? Everywhere I go, every smile I see, I know you are there, standing back at me, dancing in moonlight. I know you are free, cause I could do it. What's that song called? Everywhere I go, Janet. Nope, definitely not called that. The fuck's that song called, you guys? There are times when I look above and beyond. There are times when I feel your love around me, baby. I'll never forget my baby. Together again? Is that our number one song? Damn. My girl Janet, though, coming in hot. What up? This would be her number. It's like the only song I know of hers by heart, I think. I might know a couple, but. What do you do about NPCs? Nothing, man. You fucking walk away. You can't. You can't. The more Penny Lane said it right. The more we learn about quantum physics, the more the science supports the spirituality. Absolutely. And because there are times when anywho, thanks for hanging out, you guys. Thanks, Aries Moon. From an Aries Moon to Aries Sun. Thank you. I know we'll be together again, baby. Everywhere I go, every smile I see, I know you are there, smiling back at me. Damn, we're gonna have to have a Janet Jackson night. We're gonna like meditate, do a group meditation, and then we're just gonna bump Janet Jackson. How do you guys feel about that? Intensity sucks. Can't wait for fourth. I hear you, brother. All right, good night, everybody. Thanks for chilling. Ooh, before I go, do you guys see? Hey, Mary Jane, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. I need to check if super chat is up on my thing. That's her end of concert song, as it should be. Better be her end of concert song. Oh, bummer. How do you guys see? Oh no, it is in here. Nice. That's so cool, you guys. Look, we got a super chat on the channel now. I'm about to send myself $1.99. Watch. How do I send? That's all 9 of letters. That's hella funny. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Support the channel, support the Patreon. Here's my Patreon if you guys want to join it. If you don't want to, that's fine too. So nice, Slavi. $1.99. Slavi, you are my first super chat. I hope you know that. I'm fucking screenshotting this. There are times when I feel your love upon me, baby. I'll never forget my baby. Nice. So that's my Patreon, you guys. I have discount codes for my Etsy on the Patreon. So if you guys buy like spiritual knickknacks, I make my own candles and essential oils and shit like that. Smiling back at me, dancing in the moonlight. Man of Letters Co. That's my Etsy shop. If you guys want to buy some Etsy shit. We were supposed to do a plant medicine retreat come May, and I talked to the plant medicine man. He said he would give me a head count if we're still doing it. I haven't heard from him in like 2 weeks. It's not looking good right now. It's not looking good. But no, you're fine, Salavi. You donate all the time. You're actually, Salavi, you're part of the Patreon. You don't have to put money into the super chat. Salavi, don't worry about the super chat. You're already on the Patreon. I appreciate you for that. Aries Moon, thanks for the $2. Appreciate that too. But where are we at? Is that it? I think that's it. Cool. Michelle Quintana, ask that question in the next live. Peace out.